Hey, what's up? You are now tuned in to the Lite podcast. I'm your host, Joseph, and I'm here with my brothers Mike Story, Ramsey Jonty, and Reggie Harris. Here on the Lite podcast, our focus is to inspire you to be the best version of yourself through impactful conversations about faith, family, hustle, and health. Why? Because light bring more light. Hey, what's going on, homies? We'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of the Lite podcast. I'm here with my brother Mike Story, Jr., Ramsey Jonty, and I'm your boy Joseph.
Greetings, y'all.
What's the word, fellas? What's the word? The energy is a lot different than last week. Ain't as much foolishness going on, so we might actually get a good podcast.
Everybody a little tired.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Hey,
doing well.
Did you send in the lawsuit for Benny Hinn yet?
Yeah, got the paperwork drew up. You're gonna see me on the little ticker down below CNN.
On CNN, Mike Story sues Benny Hinn. Nah, that's hilarious, bro.
You see those commercials if you everything. Or a loved one.
Yeah,
has been harmed. I went back and watched that video, them videos. Bro was tripping, man. Throwing his suit jacket.
Bro, that's the crazy one, bro. The suit jacket boy is insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. So what's the deal, man? How was y'all's week?
Man, it's been solid. It's been a busy one. Been tested, but everything's going well. I don't want to share too much, but my wife and I having a little project or whatnot we're doing. And with this project that we're trying to do, there's a lot of things that come with it, you know what I mean? And we're discovering that now. But it's going great. It's going great. Yeah. How's y'all week?
Man, I'm just maintaining and thanking God for being able to make it through. Taking care of parents. You guys know when you like have to take care of parents as they get older. And I don't mean like taking care of everything, but like be like stern with them. Be like, hey,
yeah, you gotta
do this.
Yeah.
yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you again.
Right, you start talking to your mama like that. Hey, hey. Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah, everything good over here. Yeah, everything is great over here. You know what I'm saying? But we just locked in, gearing up, shot a new little visual coming this week, so I'm excited.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, I got to rap again, which was cool. You know, got a show coming up in September, a little festival. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know if I could actually. Let me ask Cash. Yeah, we doing it.
Yeah, you want to?
I got to, but I gotta ask permission.
Come on, man.
I gotta ask permission. I do. Cash.
You ain't trying to get sued, huh?
No, not at the crib. I'll take it. I get sued by anybody else, but not home. Cash. Come here, bro. Hey, is it okay if I tell the story of what happened? Yeah. You good with it?
Cash, say what up.
Cash, say what up to
Cash, say what up.
Come on, come say what's up.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
You gotta get in the camera.
Ali
Y'all, this is my son, Cash. Ali Boom. Oh, y'all playing. All right, so that's good. I just want to ask your permission, bro, before I put
all right, Cash. Congrats, man.
He said congrats. Man. That's a big deal.
That's an accomplishment. It's a big deal.
Gotta get your first one. What's it, 5th grade?
7th.
6th grade.
7th.
That's in high school.
Hey, man.
Listen, you know the uncles don't never know. Yeah, the uncles don't never know how old nobody is.
Hey, you 9 now, right?
Right.
When he moved, he was in the 5th.
Right. No. So I'm at work yesterday and I get a call from my wife. Actually, she calls me twice, but she's during school and she don't call me while she's like, you know what I'm saying, class or whatever. And so the second call, I'm like, okay, what's up? And then she texts me. She was like, Cash just got in a fight. I'm like, what?
And guys, Cash is not like a mean dude.
Nah, he kind. He's humble. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just chill. He's relaxed. You know, he ain't confrontational like that. And so
Somebody
I'm
did
like,
something.
oh yeah, brother. So I'm like, okay. So I call my wife and she's at recess with her kids and she's all like, she kind of calm and it's making me nervous because of how calm she is. But then I'm like, I know she got to kind of be calm because she at recess with her kids. And so I'm like, okay. I holler at my boss. I'm like, hey, my son just got in a fight. Whoop-de-whoop. I got to go. I got to go up there.
Proud saying it. Hey, my son just got a little tussle at school.
Like, here's the
you
thing.
Feel like, man, that's my ego.
Yeah, no, well, see, I wasn't worried about him physically because I know he can handle himself. Like he's been trained. He's been trained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So with Smitty.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Smitty's
Smitty's Midwest Boxing Gym. But so I wasn't worried like that. It was just like the reason. What was the reason? I just hope the reason was valid. And so, bro, I get the okay. I head over there and go pick him up. Bro, I'm getting the story. Cash like, what happened, man? He like, man, Dad, he went in my Lunchable. He threw the cheese from my Lunchable, and then he sprayed tomato sauce on my lunchbox. And he was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like he kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay. He disrespected him, and so Cash had to ride. He had to go for his, And so he was like, they got like a little tussle. He hit him with the lunchbox. He hit me back with the lunchbox, and I pushed him. He pushed me, and then we just started going from there. It's like he said, I just start throwing like I'm hitting him in his head. He like, and I knew Cash had to come out because he light skinned. You know when you light any little whatever is gonna show. I'm like, okay, he clean, like he's straight. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm asking,
he was,
man,
like I said, he
was in there.
bothered.
And so, I'm just checking like how you feel, I'm trying to be on the emotional too. Like, how you feel? He was like, I'm good, Dad. It's just like, it made me so mad. I'm like, I feel you. Yeah, he disrespected you, And so we had our first little thing. He was like, but everybody did say I won. I'm like, yeah. That's where the pride kick in. Cause you like, my son handled his own. Yeah.
We're gonna send him that champion belt to wear the school to get it back. I'll be back.
What I'm saying? But it was a teachable moment because it's like sometimes, we talk about the pride and ego that can inflate your pride and ego feeling like, tough. And I'm like, hey, we always, we ride for our respect, but we don't go and we don't initiate drama. We don't start drama if we can be avoided. You know what I'm saying? Because, the older you get, especially nowadays, bro, these kids, we just had, some little teenagers shooting it out, my old apartments, like 13 and 16, I think, got killed, bro. A shootout, broad daylight, like crazy, man. And so it's like these kids are like, so if we can, let's avoid it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth that.
Just hit.
You know what I'm saying?
That hit.
Yeah. And even if that can be avoided, like shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Unless you just feel like you gotta just, okay, he playing with me. Like I gotta show him, like, don't play with me like that. And so,
hey, but what would you do as a grown man? Somebody come and take your lunchbox while you're on your lunch break.
Oh, bro, grab your cheese off your sandwich.
Bro, that's what I got pissed about because I was like, okay, don't teachers, don't give my son the PR answer. Because if you was in that position, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna ride. It's human nature, bro.
Food court in the mall.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just throw your stuff and look at you like, now what? You gotta go for yours.
Leave them alone.
The thing is, I would assess
leave them alone. As grown people now, they shooting them off and stuff. Now I'm gonna leave them alone. Get out of here real fast.
I promise.
I'm gonna assess how much they got to lose. Like if he looks like
he got a trench coat
like
on,
Charles.
good.
If he got three teeth,
Bro,
and I'm gonna be like, nah, he got some superpowers. He owns something. If he's in a suit, or even if he's a polo and khakis, I was like, all right, this is now a hate crime.
This is a hate crime. It go from just like you being aggressive to a hate crime real quick.
Or if he's white,
I'm calling
I ain't
HR.
messing with him.
I'm calling HR. I'm taking out the video.
They shoot that mug up. Edit that one out, Jay.
Nah, I'm keeping it all in there. Patreon. Yeah, bro. So it was, it was cool. It was a good teachable moment. Especially with just me like really focusing on, trying to keep that pride and ego in check. Mike, we was talking about it a little bit this week. Just trying to stay humble, and we touched on it just kind of briefly. But man, it's a beast, man, because I'm really checking it. Like I'm talking about, I'm checking it at the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's tough. It's a battle, but I do see the benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I was talking to my little brother Justice, and I was just like, you know, when it's your family, bro, and you love them and you want to see them like at their best, it's just like, you know, we were having a back and forth, and he was trying to share with me like some feelings and some emotions and stuff. And I was so stuck on trying to get him to understand the point I was trying to prove, bro. My pride and my ego, that we did get there, but the way we got there, bro, it was such an easier way. And so I had to call him and be like, yo, bro, I gotta apologize. Like, I wasn't hearing you out. Like, man, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I care about you so much. I love you. And I want to help, like, you know, in any way I can, that I was so stuck on trying to get this point to you, to get you to help you get to the whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I need to hear that.
That I ain't even
hear that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy, bro. It's so easy. And that's the death trap of like when you are an executor, when you are, you know, a dominant personality, it's like, man, you cannot listen. And that pride and ego, because that is the thing, you know, that can get you to places too. You know, I remember Jay and was talking about it going into 444. It was like, man, you know, you need it. You need it your ego is the thing that gets you to where you're going. But at the same time, it'll destroy everything you know what I'm saying too. So yeah, bro.
What type of feelings were you feeling when you were talking to him? Like when you said you felt he was trying to make him see at a certain point, like what was going through you? Like, does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah. I'm just like I just want to help. I want to get you like to this, you know, I want to help. I want to help so bad that I'm hurting you. Because I'm not listening. Excuse me. I can't come out of my perspective. I can't come out of just for a second. And that's nothing but pride and ego, bro. And it's like, man, you know, so I had to call and apologize, bro.
Well, I think it's the same line of what we were saying last week, but instead of routine, it's like the mechanisms that we built up to get ourselves through what we got ourselves through, you know, the certain things that we built can then turn around and become, it's like the antidote becomes poison.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like I built this exterior, I built this personality so I can make it all right to get through, you know, because this is how I needed to get through the door. Like we needed that ego. I needed to be like, I'm a king. I'm going through and doing it. But then when you get to a certain space, or you're in a space where you need to move differently, if you can't move out of that realm and get out of that headspace, you know, it's gonna end up doing harm to your relationships all around you because you still in that mode. So
no disrespect, but we watching it happen with Jordan right now. Like we watching it, bro. Like after that documentary, bro.
Yeah, I took that.
All his relationships have gone down the drain. It seemed like him and Scotty. Yeah. Him and Charles not friends no more. Like Charles just was emotional the other day on the show. Like, and it's like, bro, that ain't nothing but like Mike's pride and ego, bro. That's all that is. Like, man, why not say sorry to Scotty? Like, yeah, you gave him his praise, but like, bro, evidently the way you portrayed him hurt his feelings. Like, it's your friend, bro. Like, why not say sorry? Yeah, bro. And it's so easy to get in that trap, bro. It's so that medicine can become, or that antidote becoming that poison, you know? Yeah. It's crazy.
That's so tricky there. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you want to help so bad. And I think that's one of the things, like my areas of my life where I kind of struggle with at times. Because, you know, like depending on what it is, it can be a distraction too of what you got going on as well. But it's tricky is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because you get too overly involved. That's one I struggle with.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
We'll talk about it, Mike, because, well, actually both of y'all, because, and this wasn't even the topic we was trying to get on, but we just going there.
Yeah.
Being like y'all both work literally with people, with students, you know, what is the struggle of, caring so much about them and wanting them to do good that, and you're older too, you're older than them. How, like, what's the balance between listening, humility versus like being direct, being stern to help get them to where they need to go,
Yeah. So like when I speak of like distractions, like, cause like, especially working with students, the one who needs the most, sometimes it gets most of your attention, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it distracts you from like other students as well. Like you have to input, you know what I mean? And help out and counsel as well. But, and it's tough because I think it's like, depends on like that first time. I kind of have a thing I do. The first time you like come talk to me, like I'm listening to you. This could be wrong, so let me know. So this could be a growing experience for me as well. But I gotta listen to you. And I'm tapping in everything you're telling me. I'm letting you pour it all out, get it all out. And I'm gonna take that time. I'm gonna listen to you. The second time a little bit more as well. But then it's like, okay, now we're gonna start building. You got it all emptied out. I know it ain't like you can empty everything that's been going on, but you have a goal you have to reach as well. We can work on this, but you got to still like show some areas of where you're climbing. And that's how I count it. Because sometimes you talk to a student, man, like they're just not ready right now. Mm-hmm. And when I see that student, it's like, okay, you're really not trying to hear nothing I'm saying. You're really kind of young. Right. Not even by age, just young in your thinking. But I don't know, man. It's tough. Like I said, this is one that like I struggle with right here. So this is a raw conversation for me.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's definitely like a patience, like a waiting game, like Mike was saying about like seeing where they're at. Because that's the thing, you have to assess where they are before you can understand what they need. It's like, okay, what level like are you at? Like if we're taking it to like an analogy like ball, or like I'm not going to start making a kid who can barely like dribble, just start shooting threes, like take them all the way out to the 3-point line. It's like, man, you first got to get a form down. You don't even have a form. It's like, okay, this person has a form. All right, now we're going to talk about like legs. We're going to talk about like all this other stuff, but you got to see where they're at first. And it's not like you have to see it, engage it from the type of cues that they're doing when they're talking, and figuring out, okay, they're talking about this right now. This is where their mind is at. I would say also like one thing I think about is like, you can go faster by doing it for them, but it's going to last longer when you get them to the place where they can do it for themselves, realize it themselves, And that's frustrating because sometimes you just want to be like, hey, give me this. Let me do it for you. It's like, let me just tell you what you need to do. It's like, okay, I got to get them to realize it for themselves and internalize it so that they can keep doing it and it be a longer lasting. Yeah. And that tries your patience.
Yeah.
What does that look like almost?
Well, here's a quick example of that. Yesterday, me and Cash are building his new desk. And it's like, I can knock it out. Boom, I know. Boop, 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 boop. Screw. But it's like, how is that teaching him to build on his own? In reality and metaphorically. No, let me guide here. Okay, I'm gonna do one screw here, son. This is how you do it. This is how you like give him like we have to give people space to make mistakes and then help them in grace, truth, and love. And that's the hard part when we know we can do it on our own, right? That's the pride and ego part where it's like, I know I can do this right on my own, but it's like, okay, let me take my ego, take my pride out and give space for them to like make mistakes, learn, grow, and then me offer grace, truth, and love, like in love. You know what I'm saying? And so that was just a moment yesterday where, you know what I'm saying? Like something practical of like giving space for that.
Because if you don't do that and you repeatedly don't do that throughout his life, when he gets to 19, 20 years old, he moves out on his own, whether he's got a roommate at school or he's got a roommate, at an apartment or something like that. He's not going to put 2 and 2 together to really think about like, oh, let me think how I could solve this problem. He's going to think like, oh, somebody's going to take care of it. It's going to get done. Yeah. Then somebody will be frustrated or he'll have relationships that are frustrated with, why don't you think of this? Why don't you think of other? Why don't you think of this? It's like, bro, why didn't you just tell me what to do? Yeah. Why didn't you just ask me what to do? Because somebody's already always told him what to do or done it to get it done quickly. He's never taken the time to internalize it, to be like,
problem solving.
Exactly.
Man.
I need to put my own yogurt in the fridge and label it. Oh, we're running low on toilet paper. Let me hit him up, be like, hey guys, I'm gonna get some. We're gonna split it, like thinking for himself. And that's most students, at least that I deal with.
Well, that's most people.
Yeah.
Most people, you know, it's the teach somebody how to fit. What is it? The feed a fish.
If a man a fish,
feed him for a day.
Feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
That's it, bro. And that's the thing where it's like, for somebody like me, it's like, I don't just want to fish for people. I do want to teach them how to fish. Like, I want to teach people how to, specifically when it comes to like, I want to show people how to work and how to work efficiently without sacrificing family, right? Because I did it the other way. And so, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody taught me. We were taught the toxic way of grinding. And so it's like, you know, grind and whatever happened to your family is whatever happened to your family. Like, nah, I want
collateral damage.
Yeah, bro. And so I'm so passionate about like being an example of like, bruh, nobody's gonna outwork me and nobody's gonna be a better family man than me. You know what I'm saying? And I want to teach people that so bad that, bruh, I can like, I can you know, sometimes be really, really harsh on people I care about and teaching them that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want them to fall to the wayside or experience the stuff I experienced or experience the family things that I experienced. Like, you know, and so sometimes I can, you know, it's just tough, man, that teaching people to fish. Yeah.
So like when I'm like finding like what you're saying right there, you know, like you live your life. And I heard someone say, when going through life, you have to play by life's rules, you know, and I really like stick to that. And it's like everybody in this life has their certain journey. And the only one that can really teach you that almost is life. I can be here to give you some words and give you some knowledge, but the wisdom is through that lesson in life. And I can't help you with that. I can just be here, but that's your journey. You have to go through that. And that's what like sometimes I'll be feeling like with others, you know what I mean? And like with myself, it's like, I'm here, but at the end of the day, you got to feel that pain. You know, that's your journey. I'm here for you, but you can't keep running to me to try to avoid that pain. You got to take in all of that pain and you got to figure out what you got to deal with it. And that pain is like, whatever your journey is, you know, whatever like my end goal is like this road that I'm on right now. It's like, this is what the road that we're on. In order to be on this road, you have to have a certain mindset, a certain toughness to you, a certain skill to you. You know what I mean? And everybody has their own personal road. But I feel like when I get confused, I'm trying to be in somebody else's road and somebody else's lane. Now I'm getting hit even harder because I'm changing who I am. And like, I'm still in that situation. Like the tough part is like, when you like sit on the outside, you feel like at this moment in time, I'm like driven or whatnot. You know what I mean? And you're seeing someone else. I don't know, man. Does it make sense?
Yeah, making sense. Keep going. Okay.
But yeah. So I don't know. I'm just kind of seeing that. And we have to be like on that certain road. It's like you have to like go through that keyhole. In order to go through that keyhole, you're going to get chiseled to be able to fit through that keyhole. Does that make sense?
That's good.
Yeah.
To get in order to have to happen to you when you get in shape and chiseled, you know, like a certain mindset comes with that. Because otherwise you're not going to accept that chiseling. And when you're in that certain mindset, it's hard for everybody else to be around you because you're in that mindset.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, yes, I hear this, and this. You want to come and talk to me about this, and that. I'm not there. Excuse me, I'm cutting this off. No, we ain't talking about that. What are we going to talk about? Yeah. And if you don't want to talk about this, what I'm going on this planet I'm out, I'm not sacrificing my dream and my life for yours because of your certain feelings. I'm love you. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be here for you, but I can't bend who I am. See, this is me to the core. If I crack my core, then everything else is at jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's where I struggle, bro. That right there is where I struggle because I don't want to entertain, bro. I'm in such a grind and y'all know, bro, like I'm in that mode. I'm talking about torch. Yeah. Mike said it the other day, torch super lit. Like, bro, I'm in that mode. I feel that fire more than ever. And so when I'm hearing stuff about whatever, it's hard for me to be sensitive to it because I'm like, nigga, bite down. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't come out of this bite down mode that I'm in because and it's tough, but at the same time, in leadership position, you kind of got to do it. So like it's tough.
But it's like, yeah, but it's like, you know, like I don't mind like being afraid. If you're gonna cry. You know, here's my shoulder, cry, but keep walking. Don't forget at the end of the day, the goal still is the goal. You know what I mean? You can't just shut everything off because your feelings are hurt or because you're in pain or you're at your worst of your worst. You know what I mean? But life does not stop. Life keeps going. And if you wake up that day, it means you have to keep going. Because if you don't, you're no longer existing. You know what I mean? You're just here. It's like you ever like play, remember Grand Theft Auto, or you play like 2K? And you know, like when your character's on the screen and you're like away from your controller, but your character's still there and stuff's just still going on. But you're just still froze. Or you're in 2K, you're just sitting there at the top of the key with the ball and everything. Or somebody else is, the game's still going on. You're just standing still.
Yeah.
Life is being played, but you have to get in and play life as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is going to pass you by and you're just sitting there standing still, stuck on what has you stuck right now. It's like, if you don't move, it's just going to keep being the same way. That's why you keep seeing the same results. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
And it's like, we love you and I want to be here with you, but for me to be here with you, because you're deciding to be stuck, I have to be here stuck with you to stay here with you. And I love you, but I can't do that when I have
a family,
people that I'm called to and a family. Yeah. And for me to be here, you're not going to like me here.
I promise you.
I don't do well in this spot. I'm going to mess up your world.
I promise you.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that makes it like the relationship changes. Like I can't be super tied with you, but I can still love you and meet you where you are. But it's like, I can't stay here.
I can't stay here.
And if you're expecting me to stay here, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be friction in the relationship.
That's a word, bro. That is a word.
Yeah. My bad. I went on there and went.
No, that's a word, bro. That's a word.
Yeah, I think we often underestimate, like, at least I do when I'm teaching like conflict resolution or conflict styles. Sometimes the solution is, okay, we need to put a pin in this and not talk about it, or we need to like, this relationship needs to dissolve right now. So many times, whether it's, you know, I usually dealing with like college students, like roommates and stuff, but relationships, sometimes we're like, have you ever thought about ending this? Like they're telling you about a very toxic situation. It's like, I think the solution might be to like step away from this right now. We always want to work through that keyhole with them, like to use your analogy. It's like, okay, we both gonna get chiseled together. It's like, I don't think they want to get chiseled.
That's good.
I think you're just gonna have to go
like professional help. Some stuff may require like professional help. And it's like what you're looking for in a person or individual, we can't give you. You know, it's like I can't give you something I don't have. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be here, I love you, but you know, love only gonna do so much for you.
Once again, that's the hard part.
That reminded me of a friend of mine. He was talking to, he used to go with this girl, and they weren't even married, but he was like, I think you need counseling. She's like, we got to go to couples counseling together. He's like, we not married. He's like, I'm trying to tell you, I really want you to work on your stuff. But she was like, no, it has to be our stuff. I don't want to go by myself. It's like, we'll both go. Just you trying to prove that like we both have issues. Like, yes, we both have issues. Maybe we need to go separately. I'll even do that.
I can't drive your car for you.
Exactly.
It's like you said, like trying to teach your son, you know, trying to teach Cash. And I was hit that other day, man. I was putting a tray in the car and putting his car seat on. He has this age now. He wants everything himself. So that means like we're trying to get there on us by a certain hour. He's trying to put his car seat together, buckle it up and everything. Taking his time, looking at it, got it there, pulls it back out, then pulls it back in. But if I start touching it, like he'll just start losing it, you know what I mean? But it's like at first when he was trying to learn how to do it, like I couldn't do that for him. He had to learn that, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Hey, it's like, so funny. Every time you bring up Trey, bro, he start
You start hearing him. That's why I got lost telling that story. I got lost. Like, man, here he is. He up.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe. Thank you, Montia.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, sis, for holding it down while we do this foolishness.
Yeah. Hey, she just got nominated too. I want to brag on her real fast. Just got nominated for the Hall of Fame.
What? For what?
Yeah.
For ball?
Yeah, for basketball. Yep, at a JUCO. Just
Wow.
got nominated.
Congrats.
Yeah, man, I'm proud
Congrats.
of
That's
it,
my
man.
tia.
I'm proud
Yes.
of
Hall of Fame T.
Yeah.
Woo! You gonna get her a jacket, babe? You gotta get her a jacket.
Yeah.
We may need to.
Right, that's true.
tight.
I had to do that. Yeah, to
Get her a
appreciate that.
jacket,
Yeah, do
man.
something.
I'll send you a link
Yeah.
where you can like get her one
Man, she
look.
want a Birkin. She like, man, I want to give me a Birkin.
She wants some red bottoms, bro.
So some red bottoms. Give me something I can really, really use. Like, that's amazing, man. Hall of Fame T. Love it.
Yes.
Love it. That's
Congrats,
incredible,
babe.
man. Yeah, man. So shoot. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's just it's tough. It's a struggle. Just trying to figure it out. Mike,
Have any of you guys had experience doing that though? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go for it. What you mean experience
No,
doing?
have y'all had experience being able to like successfully teach someone to fish, like, but more like on the emotional, spiritual level, not so much like I taught them how to build this or that. But have y'all had experience of like being able to like, finally, I got you to that.
So trying to learn myself all the time.
Right. So I'm we got a Bible study group, just our prayer group in the morning. And so a lot of the bros, when we started it, I just feel like we were all in this unique transition place, and we really needed each other. And we meet 3 times a week to kind of reinvigorate faith, spark that relationship with God back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like you go through ebbs and flows sometimes. And that's the tough part about faith, is like it is ebbs and flows, but you want to keep it flow, like the flow going as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like just recently, okay, it's time to transition and we got to tone this thing down. Like 3 times a week is great, but if we keep at 3 times a week, I don't want people to become dependent on this meeting and not dependent on God. Right. And so I feel like we are at the point now where everybody's faith in the group is becoming independent, meaning it's not dependent on, if we meet, they're going to have a good week or they're going to meet with God. Like people are asking questions now, you know what I'm saying? Conversations are changing. Hearts are changing, which thus changes, like different types of behaviors and stuff like that. So it's amazing. And this is me included too. And so it's like, it's so amazing because now we're going from 3 days to 2 days, Tuesday, Thursday, from Monday, Wednesday, Friday to Tuesday, Thursday. And it's like, it's like a confidence thing because it's like, wow, man, look at all this growth that these bros are experiencing and having independently. And it is just like, man, God, thank you. Because it just started out as like, man, I need some community with some bros, like we can get together and you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And to see, like, I think it's like 8 of us in there now and like 8 people like growing in the Lord, like, bro, it's crazy. And it's amazing having independent relationships. People got rebaptized, like all types of stuff, rededicated their life. Like, bro, it's just amazing. And so, I'm really thankful that God would allow me to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that part of, I guess, fishers are men, turn to fishers are men.
Yeah. So that's what's up, bro. Love that. Love to hear that. That's so cool because like, when people start owning it for themselves and I don't know, that's just wonderful thing when you're like, okay, this is someone else's path and they're walking the journey themselves. So that's awesome, man.
Hello, and welcome to the Multi-Minute on the Lite podcast. I am Reggie Harris, founder and CEO of Harris Multifaceted LLC for all of your consulting and motivating needs using the easy methods of consulting and motivating. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you guys have ticks in your life? So you're probably looking like, I don't have no ticks on me. I ain't got no ticks in my yard. I ain't got no ticks nowhere around me. Yes, you do. The ticks I'm not referring to are not natural ticks, but things that suck the energy out of your life. Characteristics about ticks as far as it relates to humans. They suck your blood, and not only they do that, they might leave you with Lyme disease. So let's look at what happens when we have ticks in our life that are not necessarily look like those living little creatures. There are things in our lives that suck our energy, suck our time, that totally destroy us as a human. And they can cause disease and leave side effects that last a lifetime. So it could be anything. It could be food, it could be sugar, it could be tea, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be people, it could be habits, it could be any number of those things. But you have to take inventory of your life to make sure that you don't have these things just piling up on you. And then at the end of the day, when you're going to bed at night, you're tossing and turning, wondering, where's all my energy? Where's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? Why am I not happy? Well, the reason why is because you might have a lot of ticks in your life. So here are 3 things. See what is draining you. And once you find that, leave it alone. Let it go. You got to back up off of it. See, once you find out what's draining you, get rid of it. Calm it down. Don't let it take control over you. You control it. Okay? So my thing about it is examine the ticks in your life. Start putting things in place in which you are removing the ticks, because nobody will let a tick, natural tick, sit on their body, continue to suck blood, give them Lyme disease, and be like, oh, I'm happy with that. No. So don't let things, people, and situations do that to you. Peace.
All right, so fellas, I want to know, what is a situation where you've had to use your pride or maybe your ego to open doors for you? You know what I'm saying? Where you needed that, you know what I'm saying? We talked about like the backside of it and how we've had to like, you know what I'm saying, get it under control. But what about those times when you need it?
That's good.
Man, I see my wife with how she does it, man. Speaking like being basketball and everything, we stay on that topic because she trains young girls all the time. And like sometimes they won't know, like, because sometimes she'll just wake up, just throw on like a regular old hoop shoe, you know what I mean? Your team hoop shoe and just go train or whatnot. But kids look at her like, man, she don't know about no basketball or whatnot. And she'll just be humble with it, like, But then it's like, man, she had to like really start using her ego, like, nah, man, you know who I am? You know what I mean?
Hall of Fame team.
But sometimes you have to remind, like what her whole say, sometimes you have to remind these fools who they effing with. You know what I mean?
Athens too.
Let's
go, boss. Let's go. New York City.
I'm outside.
Why they dish your
like,
city like that though, Ramsey? I ain't in Miami. I'm outside.
Man,
it's warm in Miami.
My bad, Mike. Go ahead.
People happy in Miami. But it's like sometimes you do have to remind people, you know, sometimes you have to throw it on. And then sometimes, like, well, I mean, just for the fun of it, you just do it every now and then. That's part of your ego as well. You're like, man, I'm just gonna do it right now, but you got to keep it in control though. You got to know when you can tuck it out, you know what I mean? Bring it out of his bag and put it right back in.
I feel you on that. Real quick, hold on, Rams. Hold on, real quick though, Mike. But when have you had to use it to get into a door or opportunity? That's what I want. I want to know that. You know what I'm saying? When you have to really like get in that bag and be like, nah, I'm that.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I'm trying to think for one right now.
I'll think of mine. You can think of yours while you're saying it. But honestly, to get into and go to grad school, because I'd finished undergrad and I was like, all right, I finished scholarships, debt free. I'm going home. And after like a few months of living at home, I was like, I can't. And it was the recession that had happened. People weren't hiring. And I was like, I can't just be at home working. And I got a job at the Circuit City. I was like, man, I already got this degree in pastoral ministries and theologies. I'm out here working at Circuit City, which was, I mean, I was still able to have conversations and stuff with people, but I was like, I got to go back to school. I was like, I don't really got school money like that. I don't know anybody in. And I was like, I talked to some pastor there, like, I went to the school in Missouri. You should check it out. It's a good seminary. Called them up, told them, you know, filled out an application, applied for a scholarship, got a scholarship. But I was like, I don't really know anybody in Missouri. But I had to use that, like, you could say ego to be like, listen, I'm going to get this done because I wasn't about to. And yeah, anybody who has to, anybody who has to go back home and work for a season. But I was like, this is not for me. Like, I can't be here. I was like, all right, I'm saving up this much money. I'm flying out to Missouri. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna find an apartment. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get a school. I didn't even have a car. It's like, I'll find a way. I'll find an apartment close by. We'll get the car afterwards because I can do this. Like, I'm that dude. I had to do that.
Talk that talk.
And I feel like I had to do that the same, even when I went to, when I left Missouri, I hadn't met you yet, Jay, but when I left to go to Oklahoma City, same thing. I was like, I don't know nobody in Oklahoma City. I was like, called up the pastor that I had met. I had met him at a Starbucks. I walked up to him. I was like, hey man, I've seen you before. You spoken, at all these places. He's like, oh man, let's go talking to you. If you ever need an internship, let me know. I was like, bet. Email him, kept hitting him up about this internship. He's like, okay, cool. You have a place to stay? No, I'm gonna find one. Found a place that would let me do month to month for a summer. And I told myself, I was like, if I can get a summer in, I know I could get hired. Like,
let's
they're gonna
go.
have to. And so I was like, let me do that. Like, got there, got a month to month lease in the middle of summer, driving my hoopty with no AC in it.
In the
and
South.
Yes, bro, in the middle of that humidity, would like literally take off my dress shirt, driving my my A-neck tank top. I don't want to. I don't promote. Yeah, I don't want to get canceled. So yeah, wearing that undershirt, and then get out like, I'll be like, dang, sweaty, like wash up, put on, and then put out that button up and walk out. It's like, I'm not gonna come in the building like, oh, I got, what was me? I'm driving this hoopty and I'm just all sweaty. It was like, oh, I'm look my best, work my best. And I was like, I know at the end of this, they're gonna have to offer me a job, and they did. And I was like, cool. Now I have like, I was like, I'm not gonna go to all this school and not get a job at a church, do all this like undergrad and a master's degree and do that. I was like, I'm gonna have to go and do this, because like I had to be like, hey, I'm a child of God, I'm a king.
That's right.
So that got me in the door. That got me in the door, definitely. And then
that's fine.
Real, man. I think I how to use mine, like in more ways. It's like when I'm facing defeat, what it looks like I'm in a challenge. That's when I have to use like my ego. And because like, like, for example, like when you're a kid or not even going for a job interview or whatnot, he was talking about Rams, like sometimes you have to like, you going in there, you like have to tell yourself like, you know what? Now I got this. I got confidence in everything that I done did. And this is who I am. I'm going to let y'all know who I am. Y'all going to offer me this job.
Right.
But sometimes it always goes as planned. So you have to like walk out there still knowing you didn't get the job or whatnot. Or we get to that call, I'm like, nah, I got to know who I am still. Everything that I went and said in there, I got to remind myself who I am. And I think sometimes like for having my ego in a healthy spot is when I'm reminding me of who I am. But when I'm trying to remind others who I am,
that's where it gets hectic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where it gets hectic. Yeah,
that's right. Because all that, like I was saying, all that was internal stuff. Like I was like, all right, I got like when it was a self motivator. It's like, but you ain't got no, you don't have an apartment. You don't know anybody over there. It's like we gonna get it. Like I can, But when you get it to others and like, you know who I am? Do you know how I got out here? That's where the problem comes.
I got to do that every creative process. Right. The way the way I started the book is like, hey, bro, I'm not a master at, this. I like, I'm not a C.S. Lewis of writing. I ain't Michael Jordan of basketball. I'm not Jay-Z of music. But what I am is persistent. Like, and I'm a master of perseverance. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, bro, I had to really learn that about myself and take pride in that. Like, bro, I just don't stop. I'm relentless. Like, I'm like that. Like, and I'm gonna put in the work and I'm So no matter what the circumstance, and it's just applied to life, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, I'm that. Put me in whatever. Like I'm gonna come, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the saying? If I get in a fight with a bear, you know what I'm saying? Pray for the bear.
Help the bear.
Pray for help the bear. Shout out to Vista. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel, bro, because I'm just like that relentless. I'm gonna figure it out. Like I'm like that. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like I'm called, I'm chosen, I'm set apart. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I was just listening to that on the on ETN podcast. I didn't even know we were gonna go there, but there is a certain that's the good part of the ego, right? That propels you to become the best version of yourself and excel in times of defeat or in times of challenge. It's like, bro, I'm built like that. I was designed for these moments. Like, yeah, bro, that inward, Yeah. When you're proving it to
Motivation.
yourself.
Yeah, build the resilience, so no matter what things try to come and toss you, you're resilient. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. We could cap it right there. Little Trey going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he up, he like, Dad, get your butt up in here. You know what I'm saying? So we'll cap it right there, man. Yeah, I feel it. It's time to go get it. So
He's got his ego.
Yeah, hey, baby's ego
I'm the
go
baby.
crazy. Yeah. Right.
They don't say I'm the baby. You say I'm the HNIC over here.
Hello. Yeah, man.
Supposed to be a battle soon.
I promise you. Hey, live podcast coming soon. We're gonna keep putting it out there. It's coming soon. This hopefully third to fourth
Get on
quarter.
to that Patron. No, but what's it called? Patreon.
Subscribe to the Patron.
See what type of episodes we're gonna be having.
That's right, man. That's right. But hey, once again, we appreciate y'all listening. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Lite Podcast. We will see y'all next week. Peace.